Hey guys, it's Jeremy back with another video, and today I'm going to do a little tank update, and I'm going to rearrange the tank a little bit. Yeah. So as you guys can see, the plants have changed, the situation, the rocks have disappeared, there's a couple less Danios. I think we lost one or two of just from natural causes. The plants have gotten a lot bigger, and I've got some moss balls in there, and the tank is kind of dirty because I need to do a water change today anyways, sorry about that. And the glare on the window, or from the windows in the background, I can't get rid of that. You can see my reflection, or shadow. So my plan is kind of to make it look like kind of the way it did in the other video with all the different types of plants, everything. Here, I'm just gonna show you guys this little sticky note that I got, if it'll focus. Okay, it's pretty focused. So I'm gonna basically take out the Amazon sword on the right, and I'm gonna keep the one on the left because it's slightly smaller. And then I'm gonna add some S-Repens in the front. I'm gonna do some moneywort in the background. Those are plants that used to be in this tank, then I moved them to other tanks, and now I kinda want them back. And then I'm gonna, around the sides, I'm gonna have the chain sword again, and a narrow leaf java fern right there, maybe one or two. And then the Anubias would be down there. My drawing's really bad though, but whatever. And then the sponge filter would still be in the same place in the heater. And then the moss balls would just be, you know, randomly everywhere. So that's pretty much my plan. So I put like a bin lid, like a blue, like Sterilite bin lid behind or in front of the light so that it's not as blaring, so, and then you guys can still see the light, so that's just kind of looks weird now. So now I'm just gonna scrape down the sides to get the algae off using a little gift card thingamajig. Okay, so now I'm gonna siphon out some of the water so that, and then I'm gonna take out this Amazon sword so that when I take it out it doesn't make a mess. So then I'm gonna just take this out and put it in a bucket. Just wanted to show you guys something really funny. All the baby mollies and platies are cleaning up the Amazon sword that I put in here. Put it in the pond just for now so that I can like do the tank and it stays wet and everything. But look at all the little babies. They're really cleaning up the plant. It's all covered in algae, sort of. Looks already 10 times better. So, life hack, if you want to get algae off of your plants, just get baby mollies and platies. Okay, so, I got most of the water out. The water's actually kind of cold because it's been a while, but I was cleaning off the plants and getting some smaller plants ready to be planted. So I'm just gonna plant those right now, so yeah. Just gonna probably like speed this up and then yeah. So here's some dwarf chainsword. I don't know what the species or genus on that is. I don't know if it's even in focus here. I'll just hold it with my finger. Is that in focus? I don't know. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's just some dwarf chainsword. It was doing pretty well in my other tank, so I decided to try it again in here. I did used to have some in here, but then I took it away because it wasn't doing well. But that's back when I thought that it wanted, like, if you are familiar with dwarf chainsword, you would know that it has like little, it reproduces in little runners, so it's like this. I thought that it wanted the little runner part above the ground, like I just assumed that, because there's a bunch of other plants that want it like that, like Anubias. I thought it was like Anubias where it wanted to be above the substrate, so I would try to only put the roots in, and it wasn't doing good because it was above the substrate. So now I learned my lesson and it's below, so I'm just gonna continue to do that. And also it wasn't taking hold because the corycats would just dig it up because they were just like pushing the roots out of the ground. So yeah. I wish I had those fancy aquascaping tweezers because it would make this 10 times easier. But yeah, I basically just buried that crap. Oh, there it is. Here's one of the leaves. Okay. Well, I kind of lost that. I don't know where it went. But it'll sprout new leaves as it wants to. So then here's a bigger piece. It's probably easier to see on the camera. So yeah. And I'm probably just gonna skip this part and like, I don't know. I'm thinking about how I'm gonna edit this later, so that's why I'm like talking to myself. But yeah, I'm probably just gonna skip this for now. Or not, or we'll just have a little chit chat. And I'm probably gonna get like some more plants. Here is another plant that I have prepared. It's a S. repens, if you're familiar with that. It's in the repens family. I think it's called Sterigine repens. I don't know. George Farmer, that fish YouTuber, he loves these plants. I think he always puts them in his thingamajigs. So yeah, I'm gonna plant some of those. I also used to have this in here, but then if you saw in my previous tank video on this tank, they didn't do good because I cut them too small. Like, they weren't staying in the ground, and they weren't carpeting because I had a molly in here. I never had any footage of him in here because he since has died. His name was Frank, and he was in the pond, and he was getting all bullied and stuff. So I put them in here. He was a little yellow molly. He was really pretty, and he was like half balloon molly, half regular molly. So he looked like a normal molly, but he was just really short, and so that's why he just kind of passed away early. And I think he was eating the plants in here, so I took them out. But now they should be better because there's only betta fish, zebra danios, and corycats, and they were doing fine before I put Frank in there, so I think it should be fine. So yeah, and then I have a couple more plants. I'm probably just gonna skip this part. I'll probably stop the recording about now. Okay, and moving on to some other plants, I have some moneywort. I'm not sure what its species name is. Yeah, it's just this nice little plant with round sort of leaves. Ooh, I like that, the angle of it. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, that's pretty. And it's a stem plant, just like the S. repens. And it was in my pond, but as you can see, it kind of floated to the top. Didn't really want to be in there. So I'm just going to try it in here again. I also used to have this plant in here, and it wasn't doing well because it was overcrowded by if you saw the other two Amazon swords were kind of just taking over, not really letting it grow. And then when I put it in the pond, it just like came to life and started growing like crazy. So I decided I wanted to try it again in here, because if anything else, these will die and there'll be more in the pond to do. So yeah. And also, I just realized this, didn't notice this, but there, I found a little tiny piece of the jungle val that I had in here. I guess it wasn't really doing well. It's got algae all over it, so I thought it was just a root. That's pretty cool. It's a little tiny baby jungle val. I'm gonna probably have to just plant that in here and see if it grows, because it's not looking too good, but yeah, I'll just put it over on the side. Next to the, I'll just put it in the front next to the other little plants. Hope it does good. Okay, so next plant that I have is some Anubias. This isn't a really good picture of it. There you go, you can kind of see it's in focus. It's a nice plant. I think this is just Anubias nana, nothing special, but I love Anubias. It's probably my favorite aquarium plant. If you're familiar with it, it has a little runner along the bottom that or the ribosome that wants to stay above the ground, and the roots can go under, or you can glue it to plants or to rocks. That's what I did with my Anubias congensis in my pond. It's doing really well in there. Also, that was in here before, but yeah. I'm just gonna put this down here in the corner. And this tends to be my betta fish's, well, also, I'll probably, actually, hang on, I'll go grab him. He's under the table right now, because I put him in a betta cup so that he wouldn't get disturbed while I was filming and messing with the tank. So here he is. He's, oh, he's kind of, the cup's too small for him, but he's a rose tail, or maybe a delta tail, I'm not really sure. His name's Percy. Doesn't look too pretty in there, in the cup, but he looks better in the tank. He's all stressed out right now because I have him in the cup, but he likes to hide under those. And I have a second little piece that came off of this one that I got from the pet store. So I'm gonna put it maybe behind it, I don't know. See how that looks. It looks pretty good. Okay. So now I have some moss balls. I'm gonna put them in here randomly. And hopefully the dwarf chainsword like spreads out and sort of carpets, because I don't want it to look this bare. Like, it's not supposed to be this, like, I'm gonna say that it's ugly because it's kind of plain. And then the next plant I have is some what's it called, needle leaf java fern. Yeah, I like this plant. It doesn't grow as big and bushy as Amazon sword, which I like. So yeah, I hope that this just does good in here. I glued it to a rock. So yeah, I guess I'll put it there. That looks, I don't know, hang on. I'll zoom out and see how the tank looks so far, see if I need to do anything. I'm trying to do like the rule of thirds, but now that I'm looking back at this, I don't think that looks too good. So I like the Amazon sword in the corner, and I feel like maybe I should move this over there. That look better? Yeah, that might look better. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, and then I have, it's the super glue I put on it is drying right now. So, I have a baby java fern, or it's actually 3 little baby ones that came off of this plant right there. So I'm gonna put that like in the back or something and see if I can get them to grow out, because that would be pretty fun to have a bunch of java fern. So yeah. Okay guys, so the tank is done. All the plants are in place. I filled it back up. You can see all the little plants down at the bottom and the moss balls, and there's the cory cats and stuff. But the moneywort is like bent. I don't know. Like, I guess I'll just give it a couple days and it'll straighten back up. And then there's Percy up in the corner. Also, I was filling up the tank and there's a leak in it, so that's always fun. So I got some scotch tape or some packaging tape, keep it in, and then we're gonna have to get a new tank. So honestly, I'm kind of excited because I'm probably gonna get a 20-gallon instead of a 10-gallon, because yeah. So stay tuned for that. I'm probably gonna get a 20-gallon tank, or just a new 10-gallon, and then I'll get to redecorate that, or re-aquascape it. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, and I'll see you in the next video.